Welcome to Tarot to a T. Let's see what's happening this mid-April, shall we? I think I'm going to do a reading here for Pisces. This will be for mid-April. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. If I didn't say that already. And if you would, please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing would be pretty awesome, just because I'm trying to build up the channel and it helps with the algorithms with YouTube, if you're familiar with that. So I'm just kind of like what the rest of the readers out there are trying to do the same thing. And it's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. But boy, in some ways, when you do this, you know, make these videos, you really do work for it. So, anyway, let's do a spread here for Pisces for mid-April. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to look at a situation you're dealing with. Then we're going to look at some troubles, complications in that situation. And then we're going to get cards of advice. It's pretty straightforward. I do use a regular deck of cards. If you're not familiar how to interpret them, read them, I will walk you through it. Okay, Pisces, let's see what you're doing. What's going on with you? Well, you ended something that you clearly wanted. You wanted it to end. I think you might have instigated this. This king is, it can be a male energy, but it doesn't have to be. But it's definitely like a card of mastery, okay? Somebody like taking control of the situation. Very kingly. It could also represent a fire sign. Just thought I'd mention that. It also involved some kind of possibly a third-party situation. It doesn't necessarily mean like a love triangle, but like, I don't know, like 3 coworkers. You know, think of that. Or 3 siblings. Or 3 friends. But you definitely wanted this to happen. So I don't see any problems. The end. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to draw some clarifiers just so we can get a little bit more information, because that was just too easy there, honestly. It was like you wanted it to happen and you wanted it, and it happened, and boom. But it involves some kind of disappointment. You were disappointed about something. It's very likely that's why you ended it. You're a very trustworthy, good-natured person. And I think whatever was going on with this other person or other persons that was involved in this, you were feeling a bit just kind of put out, dismayed. This is a 7 of Hearts, in case you can't see that. Because this is like the card of people becoming unreliable and flaky. It's very, very likely you experienced some pretty horrendous flakiness. I'm getting flakiness. Not necessarily backstabbing, but flakiness. And I think it's going to, it's something, okay, so if this is something you instigated the ending of, this is what you needed for your peace of mind. This is the card of stability. It's also a card of being very practical. So whatever decision was made, you were very pragmatic and practical about it. You kind of left your heartstrings out of it. So I'm not picking up romantic situation at all. Honestly, I think it's like business or some kind of things going on between friends. And that could literally be anything under the sun. Just because we don't have all the time in the world here to clarify, but I am going to get one more card. Pull out a little bit more detail. Well, yeah, this is again the card of partnerships, having allies. I think you ended this to have a new beginning in a strange way. Like to start over, like to reset to zero. Because this is like, yay, celebrate, go out and partay. But this is all about partnerships and new beginnings and fresh starts. So, I don't know, something wasn't working in this situation. Take how this fits for your particular life story. But I'm going to look at some of the complications here. So I brought upon some changes, which goes without saying, and we brought upon more changes. So we have a 5 of clubs, a 5 of diamonds. Those are both cards that indicate changes due to circumstances. Like, it's kind of like when one thing happens, it sets off another thing. It's like a domino effect. Okay. With this particular one, this was about, there was some kind of problem or struggle because this was the need for change, this 5 of clubs. Like something definitely needed to happen to get you out of this problem, predicament, misery. The 5 of diamonds, though, this is about changing jobs. So perhaps you ended something here to give yourself a fresh start, and it's about leaving one job and going to another. I mean, you could be in business or some kind of small business. It doesn't have to be, like a large corporation sort of scenario. That would be awesome if it is. But this is definitely about upping your game in some way. Financially, probably, but it's about abundance. Change is happening because of all this stuff that went on. The Joker is about things shifting around and moving around, and literally, I like to envision the Joker juggling. So things got shifted around and moved around, and things fell into their place and brought upon these changes. Yeah, for sure. Probably instigated you to take action in some way. This is also in traditional tarot. This is I'm going to pick it up here. The colorized Joker is the Magician card. Just so you know. I don't know if that means anything to you, but I'm not going down that path. But I can tell you it's also the end, it indicates an end of a journey of some sort. Like some kind of storyline that was going along is over. Yes, and it's brought about a much desired new beginning and fresh start with this Ace of Hearts. Yes, and definitely completed some kind of, I don't know, whatever this was. It completed that. It's actually, there's a twist on this. It's a 9 of spades, and it's a card of like disappointment and loss. I think it ended the disappointment. I think it ended your dissatisfaction. And that is really, really wonderful, right? It's like one of the best endings you could have. And it brought back some balance and harmony in probably your life for sure, maybe with these people. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Probably in your life it definitely did, not necessarily with these people. This can represent somebody with a false face. I think there was some definite division. There were some lines drawn between you and this person or persons or one of them, because it's a line of division. But in a strange way, it comes around and brings around harmony. Probably just kind of, puts your mind at ease. I think you were under some kind of stress here. Obviously, because there was disappointment. I'm just not sure what it was. I'll be frank with you about that. Let's see what your cards of advice are. Young, wise, and let the changes happen. Young energy. This Jack is young energy. Not necessarily immature, but to me, this says have a young mindset. Maybe you don't need to know everything, how everything's going to work out. You don't need to know that ahead of time, right? Just kind of have your heart open to what unfolds is what's going to happen is going to be in your best interest. Pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, because strangely, this is like the messenger card. So your advice, this is your message. Yeah, that's really awesome. The Queen, though, it's a little bit more serious, but it's also about wising up. It's a female energy, for sure. Doesn't mean you have to be female, but I don't know, it's saying to use this kind of energy. This is a very quiet, reserved female who kind of sits back and watches. She's probably wise in her own right, honestly, but she doesn't reveal a lot. You almost distrust her because she doesn't say a whole lot. Yeah, if that rings true for you, I mean, that's kind of what I'm picking up as far as what I can get here. The Five of Hearts here, though, this is definitely changes that are going to come that probably involve some kind of separation. And I was just thinking, that's why I stuttered here for a second. We just talked about you possibly going to a new job. I think it's saying, let that happen. If you, let me put it this way, if you're on the fence about whether to leave or not, let it happen. It's saying that. Let it happen. And have this young, I would say immature energy, but immature is not in the sense that you're a goofball, but you're inexperienced, and so the world is new, and this is going to be fresh and new to you. And just let the chips fall where they may. And then we have a king. How awesome is that? This is how you gain control. This is how you gain control. This is how you get your heart's desire. You're going to achieve mastery, excellent. I was going to say excellence, but you're going to be influential. This path that it's telling you to go down, that I kind of outlined here, hold your cards close to your chest. Don't reveal a whole lot. Move on to this new opportunity. And have a young, fresh mindset about it. And this is the way you master it, Pisces. The King of Hearts. You are the ruler of your kingdom. And that is it, as far as what that means. And I think I'm going to end it there. Okay. Interesting reading. If this resonated with you, feel free to leave some comments or hit a like, do all that jazz. And I will see you soon for the next sets of I think bonus readings will come after this, so you'll probably see me for that before May. Got it? Okay. Hang in there. Until next time.